Hey guys, if you're enjoying the content that I'm making, please click that subscribe button. Also remember to click that bell button and make sure to tick that box to send all notifications so you don't miss out on any videos. With that in mind, let's get on with the video. What's up guys, welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. And welcome to part 2 of my Dimensions and Pathos guide. And in this video, we are going to be watching some of my recorded videos for floor 5 to floor 7. And you know, give you guys a little bit of background on what I was thinking during the fight and whatnot. And hopefully I can give you guys some more tips if I actually watch my gameplay, because it's been a while. I actually forgot what I did. So let's go ahead and start with floor 5, which is what I did. I'm pretty sure if you're watching this, you might have watched, I hope you've watched actually the first part of this video, where I show you guys the list of my teams for each floor. So in this one, in the 5th floor, I got Warrior of Light, Cloud, Fang, and with a Shiva summon. So no support. So with this particular floor, I didn't really actually have any trouble. And I think looking through like Facebook page and I think maybe even Reddit, some people actually struggled with the 5th floor, but I didn't have any problem with this one. It's probably because I had Warrior of Light with me. Maybe some of the people who actually went on this floor didn't actually, you know, bring Warrior of Light. It just makes it a lot easier with him in this particular floor. Like I said, like, you can bring Warrior of Light in the next floor as well. I mean, you know, he's actually pretty flexible. And yeah, use a couple of skills or abilities on the first wave just to get my buffs up and stuff. This one is particularly, I actually was paying attention here. The reason why I attacked A first was because C is attacking Fang, and for the most part, it's most likely going to be Entice. So Entice doesn't work on female characters, so I decided to just kill off A and B. And I mean, I have the shield. The shield anyway. If they decide to actually used like fire or whatever. So, and I was right, and it did end up using Entice. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And I think I decided to use finishing touch there only so I can get my Cloud up and ready to go with his cross slash. Now, I do remember making a few mistakes here on the turtle, and I think I mentioned it in my previous video as well. So I put the debuffs on, and I think this is where my first mistake was. I was like, I think this was my first attempt. It could be my second. I think it is my first attempt. So my main problem here, well, the mistake I made was actually using Meteor Rain, where I could have just used cross slash, because I wasn't expecting how hard the defense is going to be. That's why I went, I think I'll go Meteor Rain and I'll paralyze it while it's in its shell. But that was a wrong move on my part. I could have probably gotten a higher score if I actually paralyzed the turtle. And yeah, that was my first mistake. So it retreated, and I was like, okay, let's use cross slash. And I was like, what, 2,000, 3,000? That's not good at all. 100. Oh, that was terrible. And this is, yeah, it was getting to the point where, okay, I needed to come out of that shell. And I was like, I think I should just start using like HP attacks or whatever, or brave attacks, just so Um, yeah, I even tried to use a meteor rain and see how much damage, and it was really terrible. That was a big mistake again because I ended up breaking it, and I was like, okay, I think this is it. This is it. It has to come out of the shell, or I'm gonna be using a lot of turns on this particular um, wave. So I decided to actually just use HP attacks when it comes out of, when it's in its shell. It does have a very quick turn rate when it comes out, so you do have to be careful with that. But as long as you have Warrior of Light shield, you're pretty good. And obviously it always has, for some whatever reason, it really has a fast turn rate. So if you can get a paralysis off, it's really gonna help you out, because and there you go. HP damage, that was completely fine, because I mean, Warrior Light can heal you, even though it's not a huge heal. I didn't take a lot of damage, so I just healed through. And I think we can move a little bit faster here, because this one just takes a lot you guys can see I actually checked. Okay, I have 85 turns here. This is ridiculous. This is taking too long. So I ended up just killing it while it's out. So I just went with an HP attack, try to save your abilities as much as you can. And here again, I just sort of refresh my my buffs on Cloud and make sure I have paralysis on the next wave. So that was pretty much that, and saved off. And finally, in the final wave, do 2 Lunatic Crimson Lizard. I mean, we fought these guys multiple times, so I'm not really gonna go over a lot of their abilities, but one thing to note is they do have some sort of like an enrage mechanic. When you kill one, the other one will buff itself and will recover a certain amount of HP. So if you're splashing using splash damage, it might heal off excuse me, a little bit of it. For some reason I'm having a hiccup attack, but yeah, I highly suggest try to just kill one of them. And if you have a debuffer, like for example, if you have Titus or Fang, you can push up some of those buffs out. Obviously, it is a little bit dangerous in the chaos difficulty, but I do highly suggest to try at least to kill one off as quick as you can, and then the other one you can sort of like shield or heal through or whatever. Just make sure you don't get broken, because they do have like a Brave plus HP attack. So yeah, and try to use your extra abilities as well, your additional abilities, as some people might like to call it. Yeah, those are my tips for you guys. And of course, paralysis and stuff like that also works. So if you don't plan on using Warrior of Light on this particular floor, I mean, you can obviously just go with another DPS, and you can try to burn down the turtle as quick as you can. And if we go back, I mean, the total damage requirement for this one, how much was it? Sorry, I'm just gonna go back, and because I actually looked. There it is. So it's 15,000 damage or less, so you're definitely gonna make it. So yeah, you're definitely gonna make it. If you don't get broken and get HP damage by the turtle, you'll definitely make it. So I ended up just using Shiva around this time, and just burned it down as much as I can. I mean, it's not this fight is nothing special. It's like something that we've fought before. If anything that will cause you trouble in this fight is not the last boss, it's not the last wave, it's the freaking turtle. And there it is, igniting roar. It will buff itself, and yeah, it didn't really get much buff, did it? So anyway, that's pretty much it with this one. I think it's time. I think in the end here, so I'll just show you guys. So I got that. I ended up showing a lot of my abilities, and I actually didn't have enough CP to equip Leviathan's stuff. And you'll notice some of my characters I actually forgot to equip their passives. So that's my Warrior of Light. It's pretty decent. I really like it. My Cloud, honestly, I don't like any of my... I don't have any perfect passives, artifact passives for my Cloud, and that's really annoying. I really hate my Cloud with that. Here's another one with no Leviathan buffs. Pretty decent though with attack 108 with my Fang. So that's pretty much it for the 5th floor. Let's take a look at the... that's the 7th one. Let's take a look at the 6th floor, where I use Ramza, Squall, and Ace with a Shiva summon again. I feel like Shiva is the better choice in terms of summons in all of the chaos fights, unless obviously they're resistant to ice. That extra speed really helps out, and I really like that. And plus, she doesn't have like a hard cap, or not a hard cap, like she has a much easier what do you call this, limitation, I guess, for getting that extra attack. So yeah, anyway, here I got my Ace got cursed there, which was actually really annoying. But overall, I just ramped up my Ramza as much as I can, give a couple of buffs on my team. I actually tried to get the curse off much earlier, but I think I was like killing a lot of mobs a lot faster because I do have Squall and his 100% Renzoku Splash. So yeah, I think I ended up just killing this because I went for Greater Spiral. And okay, so this is one of the problems in this fight. This Skull Dragon, man, is really scary. There's few times where I had to repeat the fight only because it like, you know, I got broken and it just got so much brave, and I wasn't expecting it to actually have like a quick turn rate or whatever. So I ended up just doing a brave attack here just to save myself and make sure, you know, I am on top of that. So went for solid barrel. The only issue I have really is Ramza. It isn't much of a brave shaver, but having Ace there as a backup is really helpful. So there goes the curse, the damn curse. All right, so in this case I was like, okay, I think it's time to start saving some turns, because here's what happened on my previous run. My Ace was only EX plus 0 limit break. I ended up getting all the requirements except for the high score, and that's something that I really wonder with this game. And something that annoys me to a certain extent is, why is it like when you get all the mission requirements you still don't get the high score? It's so weird. So I ended up having to max limit break my Ace just so I can... I mean, I didn't have to go all the way max limit break his EX, but I felt like if I'm gonna invest on something, I think I should have just, like, you know, full on invested in them anyway. So I ended up just max limit breaking, and the same thing I did with Kryl. Eventually I just gave up and I decided, okay, I'm just gonna max limit break it. I mean, what's the point in leaving it at like 2 or at 1? And, you know, anyway, that's just my own point of view. Now when it charges itself, you know, Crushing Fangs is coming, so it will always break you. It'll reduce your brave down to 1, I believe, or 0, and then it'll do a melee attack. So it's yeah, definitely going to break you. And I think we can move on from this one. I don't think I had any more issues with this. Yeah, so there was another one where it went up, that, yeah, it went Crushing Fangs. So yeah, you just have to be careful of that. When it buffs itself, you do know Crushing Fangs is coming, so you can preempt it and make sure you save it, save a EX ability, or like a good strong DPS is in the right turn order. So wave 4 is nothing to talk about. And of course the final wave, Lunatic Cavaliers. Again, nothing that we haven't fought before. There is no enrage mechanic, so you can go ham on one and you can kill the other one. Honestly, the only thing that really scares me with this one is the quadruple slash, which in all honesty, like, can break multiple characters. So make sure, like, if it's using an all attack, that you are topped off in your brave, because that is actually really scary. If it breaks all of you, the brave that it has is always enough to one hit you, and it's really hard to shave it all off. And they actually recover their brave really quickly as well. So just a little tip for you guys. But yeah, this fight was a lot easier, and I felt like it was a lot easier, and it was a lot safer as well than the Bone Dragon. As you guys can see there, one break, it's just insane. And this is the whole reason why I have Ace here as a extra DPS. I think the party composition to go with this one is at least having 2 great DPS. Having one with a splash, having one with single target is definitely gonna help. And I decided to use Shiva here. And I was trying to maximize Squall's Renzo Kuken, and of course Ace's Greater Spiral and his EX ability as well. Seeing as this EX ability does 50% splash at max limit break, it's really helpful, dealing a lot of damage. So yeah, I think in this one I was thinking, should I just use Shout or just HP attack? I decided to do HP attack there, because I really wanted to maximize Squall's Renzo Kuken, and I picked Renzo Kuken over his assault trigger there, as you guys can see, because I just want to do as much splash damage as I can. But that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to look at here. I know you guys probably want to finish the whole video, but yeah, if I do that, we're gonna be here for a long time, and I don't really want to do that, and I don't really have much else to say. But let me know down in the comments if you prefer this style. Obviously only for Dimensions, and I'm not gonna do this style on other regular heretics or regular chaos fights. I only plan to do this because there was so much to talk about, and like, having all 7 floors is really crazy. And I didn't know how to present it, and I thought this was probably the best way to present it. Like, the first part being to show you guys a lot of the lists that a lot of the generalized tips that I feel like it would benefit you guys, and the second part is just me showing you some of the videos. Okay, so floor 7 or tier 7, I use Ultimecia, Trial, as you guys can see, max limit broken, Charlotta with a Shiva summon. I've seen people actually use Sarah here, which I actually don't really mind. Charlotta I feel like doesn't need to be here altogether, because a lot of the mobs, or whatever you want to call it, they actually will just one hit you. They'll actually just one hit you. Like, when they break you, they should have enough brave to actually kill you. You might get lucky with the wolves, whichever wave that was. I think it was 3rd wave or 4th wave, but for the most part, they are just going to kill you straight out. So and I would agree that this is probably the hardest floor out of every floor, seeing as we're still pretty short. I keep saying we're really short on magic based characters, but I think we're getting a lot of them now. So, we get Kuja in the next couple of days, and then after that, who do we get after that? Is it Agrius's LC after that? I'm not really sure, but it's like straight up releases of all, magic based characters. It started with Kryl, then you got Ace, then you got Deuce as well, and now Ultimisia. So there are a few varieties to choose from, but I feel like they just don't work all too well together. Obviously, Kryl is probably the only one that works really well. And what I mean by that is, I don't know. I just feel like they don't support each other very well. I tried this fight with Ace, by the way, and without Kryl and Charlotta and Ultimisia, and I just kept getting wrecked by these wolves. So yeah, but during that time my Ace was only EX plus, so I guess that factored in. Maybe I'm wrong. And I don't know what I'm talking about them not working well together. Maybe I just wasn't playing it right. But I feel like whenever there's like a limit to magic based characters, I'm like, who do I pick? Like, I don't have much. I don't really have much. That's what I always think when I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you get that guys think like that? Like, if there's a magic based character limitation, like you can only use magic based characters, you're like, I actually don't know who to use. Who should I use? I always feel like that. But if it's melee or range, is like, well, I'm using Cloud, or I'm using Squall, I'm using Titus, or whatever you want to say, you want to call him. But anyway, let's get back to the I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. I think they can work well together. Maybe I just wasn't playing it right. So I feel like this wave was actually the much scarier wave than the last wave, only because this freaking wolf will resummon the ads or the other wolves, later on, even if you kill them. And leaving them on the field is actually a bad choice. I would highly suggest you guys to actually kill off these ads alongside. So if you have like splash damage or whatever, try and use them. You don't have to concentrate on them, but I highly suggest you have some sort of splash damage, just like with Kryl right now. And of course, Ultimisia has a splash damage as well, although you would be limited to when she actually uses her EX to actually use it, because you want to save a little bit of that on the last boss as well, or in the last wave. But yeah, that's why I thought Ace would probably be a better choice here earlier, but it seems like that wasn't the case when I tried it. But again, I tried it with Ace without his EX plus max limit broken, so that was probably my bad, so I'll leave it at that. But yeah, this wave is actually much scarier than anything else. So I think I ended up using one of my crystal generation in this one, so yeah. And it'll use that comet thing. It's so annoying when it uses that comet thing. Yep, comet rain. There you go. Oh, and it still managed to do that. And I think I was like, okay, I think Ultimisia can just use her, first ability to get rid of a lot of this Brave. So still good Brave shaving from Ultimisia, even though I didn't break it. I was really expecting to break it, but I guess not. If worst comes to worst there, I actually consider using her second ability just so the gravity can take it off. And yeah, because I was expecting her EX was already up, so that was actually my bad there. You can see, like, watching your own videos, like some of the mistakes that you've done and some of the things that you would have done differently. Again, I was really rushing a lot of the content that that I'm trying to release in YouTube, I was working for 5 days in a row when Ultimisia came out, and then this came out. So I was really like very sure. Sometimes I would be sleeping at like 1 to 2 a.m. because I come back from work at like 10, and I would start just playing, and just start playing when I'm finished with the video, or I would be editing the video till midnight, and then I go to bed and I start playing until like 1 or 2 a.m. and I have to get up by 10 o'clock and start going to work again. So I made a lot of mistakes. I have to admit there are a lot of mistakes that I've done, and I wish there was a way to, I guess, turn back the time a little bit and not do a whole reset on the entire wave, because these fights, they take a while. So I think that's pretty much it. This one, I think I showed you guys enough of the fight, and yeah. Okay, so again, I felt like that was the harder wave versus this wave, probably because I saved my summon. Obviously that really helps. Saving your summon really helps. And yeah, I was like, what should I do here? Should I start taking them down one by one? Do I rely on splash damage? My Ultimisia is running out of abilities. I was really to the point here where I was like, I don't think I have enough. I don't think I have enough at all. And that Deep Hatred is so annoying. No, not Deep Hatred. There's another one that recovers their Brave for everyone else. I can't remember what it was. So in here, I really relied a lot on Kryle's EX to give me the Brave, and I can do some HP attacks along with it. Now, obviously, if Ultimisia's EX is up, that's the time where I can do a lot of, attacks or damage or whatever. But I really relied on her HP attack plus on this one. And I actually have to show you guys the last thing that happened here. It was insane. Probably the most insane thing that happened in my Dissidia Upper Omnia playthrough ever. So again, this is nothing that we've fought before. There is some sort of an enrage mechanic. If you kill one, the other two will buff themselves. If you kill two, the other one will buff itself again. So and they become more aggressive. So the plan is to try and kill them off almost at the same time. That is the way to go. So here, I honestly felt like I shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just saved it. But I was like, okay, I'm just gonna blast through these guys, and I'm just gonna keep using my second ability. And because it's splash damage, it's 100%. I have Kryle's additional ability up as well. And I was pretty happy with the result with that. Obviously, I didn't want to use the last one because I still expecting to use another EX attack. And hopefully by then, I killed them off altogether. So, oh yeah, we'll go back to floor 6. I forgot to show you guys the list of passives I use on that one. But let's finish this off first. So I get another set of EX abilities and put that off, and obviously the first ability is free, so under splash damage, and that's the whole reason why I saved that, really. And Kryle's additional ability is still up, so there was overflow on that one. Really, really nice. So now I have to save my abilities again. I ended up using Protean Sword here, and I'm not really sure if that's the right way to do that, but I really wanted to just try and burn them down. I was getting angsty here because I was like, oh, Ultimisia's run out of abilities, and I'm running really low on everything, and they're still on green health. So anyway, like I said, Kryle's the MVP on this last wave. Really, really appreciate all those damage And while it's not a lot, especially where they're down to the red health, yeah, it really helped that the brave battery is there. Like every single turn there's a brave battery, which, yeah, I think that's it. Deep hatred, was that it? No, I can't remember the move. I think it is that. Yeah, I think it is that. It's so annoying. Carver's brave for everyone else, so. And here I was like, what do I do now? Which one do I kill? I'm actually expecting for my Ultimisia to have the EX by then, but I just remember I used an HP attack plus, so definitely not. So I decided to hit the B because it was the closest in the turn order, and it would probably kill Charlotta if I didn't. And I was kind of expecting to actually use an HP attack there, but for whatever reason it didn't. And Charlotta's clutch, and I'm gonna tell you guys now, Charlotta is clutch in this particular fight. So there it is. Oh my god. And I was like, okay, this is really, really bad. As you guys can see, it's really bad because C can one hit Ultimisia. She doesn't have enough HP, and you're gonna find out why she doesn't have enough HP. It's so stupid. Anyway, keep going, keep moving. And I was like, okay, BC, we should be okay as long as they don't do a brave plus HP attack, and they still have the sap, which is really nice. I think it really triggers them not to use an HP attack if they have that, if their brave is low. So I was like, okay, thank God this is back. I can break, and Ultimisia should have her EX, and let's do that. And I think I ended up killing one of them here around this time. And I was like, okay, time to use another one. There's really no time but now. So at this point, A and B are almost dead. And I should be able to kill one of them. But here's the dilemma here. All of them are targeting Charlotta. It is Charlotta's turn. Can you guys see the dilemma here? So I was like, okay, if it's gonna go down like this, I'm just gonna go and use my last crystal generation. I was lucky enough that the EX actually came through there. So I was like, okay, I hope everyone dies. 2 dies. And here is the most clutch thing ever. Did you see that? Charlotta dodged it. She would have died. No question she would have died there. And I get like a chase sequence, which is crazy. Charlotta would have died there. That's a brave plus HP attack. You guys saw that brave went down to 0, right? I'll show you guys. See, it went down to 0. He missed, and Charlotta dodged for the 2nd time in a row. Well, you know, a clutch dodge for the 2nd time in a row. It was crazy. I would have had to repeat this fight if that didn't happen. And I was lucky enough that that did happen. That's what happened. And I'm like, I'm not repeating this fight anymore. I'm just glad I'm done, you know. I'm just glad I'm done, and you know, I can finally make the video and show you guys. But there is luck in there. So I'll show you guys the abilities. And so here's the stupid thing that I did. Do you see that? Leviathan not up, Ramu not up, Shiva not up, only Ifrit was in. I was like, oh my god, that's probably why that I could have been doing more extra damage. I don't know, but hey, you know, it would have helped if I had them equipped. Here's my Cryo. She's actually not bad, as you guys can see. I got 2 perfect artifacts for her. I was really hoping to get another one, but it just won't come out. I have the option with the Brave battery for the Ray of Hope or the back attack. I decided for the Brave battery. And yeah, that was stupid. So I made stupid mistakes. That's all I can say, you know. Okay, so this is my Charlotta. I decided to, I actually was aiming for an attack plus max brave on her as well, but it just wouldn't come out, and this ended up what I had in the end. So I didn't want too much of that living out eternity boost, because she becomes so fast that you can't take advantage of that EX buff. You know, you want her to be a little bit slow, not always fast. So I opted out just going with the normal, well, not normal, just having 2 of them. And I decided to not get a plus attack 108 and went with a max brave, since I just felt like, oh, that's my phone. I just felt like Charlotta wouldn't be a DPS anyway. So you know, and that's pretty much my whole reason for that. So I wasn't expecting her to do like insane amount of brave shaving. Okay, we should take a look at this one. I don't think I let you guys see. So here's my floor 6. Here's my Ramza. Not the greatest, but 2 decent artifacts. I don't know which one's the more perfect one out of this. I think it might be this, but it's like costs like 15 CP. That's why some of my abilities, some of my passives I had to, you know, replace. Yeah, but attack 1 and max 330, really nice. I think I like that better, but whatever. Here's my Squall. It is actually not, again, just like my freaking Cloud. I cannot for the life of me get an attack plus 108 with a max brave 330. For whatever reason, I cannot. I've done so much, but they just won't come out. So that's my Squall. And show you guys my Ace. I mean, the armor is not even limit broken, because actually broke. If you guys can see, my gold there, my gil, is 174,000. That's how broke I am. I haven't really farmed. And again, no attack plus spirals and boost, or attack plus 330 on my Ace. So, you know, when I say just grab some decent artifacts, it's just the plus 108 you're really after. I mean, the other ones are really going to help you by small increments by having them in the perfect, but you don't need perfect to actually clear these fights. So I think that's it, guys. I think I'll end the video right here. I hope this video is, I feel like it's been long enough, so I really don't want this to be too long. So I'll end the video right here. Please remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. There is a new goal by the end of the year to reach 1,200 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed already, which I know a lot of you guys who actually watch this aren't subscribed, it's really going to help the channel out to grow more if you do. I know about 70% of you guys actually watch this are not subscribed, because I finally had a chance to take a look at analytics and stuff, which I never really do. But you know, one day I just went and a lot of my viewers aren't really subscribed, which, you know, it will really help. And if you leave a like on this video as well, if you do enjoy the contents that I make, it's really going to help out with the YouTube algorithm as well. Make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. Those are all my social media. I'm at Munchkins Gaming. So if you have any questions or anything, you can, you know, direct message me there, or, you know, add me as a friend on Facebook. I don't really mind. Some people have messaged me there, and I'm more than welcome to answer some of your questions. And of course, leave the comment down below as well. What team you use for the entire floor. As you guys can see, well, I'll put it up here. I actually recorded it, but if you haven't watched my first part of the video, basically go to that so you guys have more generalized tips. And I did list down all my teams for all the tiers here as well. So yeah, I think that's it, guys. This is Munchkins logging off, and I'll see you guys in the next level.